What's up?
Hey,
How you doing, Deella?
I am awesome. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Just letting everybody know once again, we're interviewing an agent that's crushing it in her market and just kind of, honestly, just kind of blowing up. We do these every Thursday at 11 o'clock, and we have Deella here. And Deella, what side of town are you? You're in Georgia. What side of town do you kind of focus? I know, in real estate, you can go all over, but where do you kind of focus in on?
So, I live in Cumming, and that is up by Lake Lanier in Forsyth County. And so, my main focus is Forsyth County. I do kind of the northern arc, though. Otherwise, I'm going to be referring them to my friend James. They're down in some areas that are inconvenient. I try to stay within an hour of my house, but Forsyth County and Cumming are my wheelhouse.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about some of the things that you've been able to do to double your business, which everybody wants to double their business, within
Yeah,
12
yeah,
months.
and I haven't quite doubled it. I was checking the numbers before we talked today. It's not quite double, but it's up 50% over last year.
50%. I mean, there
Yeah,
you go. 50% increase over the year before. So
that's right.
so one of the biggest things, like the reason why I asked the question about what area, because a lot of agents, I ask them like, so what area do you
Whatever
focus on?
anybody wants.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And you can't really be all things to all people in a huge area. The people that have the most success that I find in this particular industry are the ones that kind of pick an area, say they're going to be the expert in that area, and then they'll branch out a little bit outside of that area, but they're not driving hours away to show houses or anything like that outside the area. They'll refer that out, but they'll just kind of be that hawk in the pond in that particular area. I mean, it sounds like
So,
that's what
so
you do.
James, I did not get that. I did not get that until this year. And it's so funny. The things that seem really obvious once you get them were a mystery before. Like, what do you mean I'm not focused enough? I'll go anywhere for anybody. You know what? When we get focused and we get real about how we want to live our life, how we want to run our own business, it's amazing. The universe just kind of responds to that, right? Once you're sure about what you're doing and where you want to focus, the people just start coming. And of course, there's a lot of work in that too. But getting very clear on my area and the client that I really want to work with has been life changing. I am not chasing, clients that I don't want to work with. I'm not attracting the wrong people. I'm attracting exactly what I want. And it has made not only my business easier, but a lot more fun.
Yeah. So basically, what you're saying, you created an avatar of
Mhm.
the perfect client, and then
Yep.
you found out what that client needs, and you became the person to fill that need, right?
So, James, my avatar looks a lot like me. I mean, I'm being a little bit funny, but seriously, you know, my avatar for my perfect client has come from three or four different perfect, amazing, fun clients that I have just connected with. We are friends now, not just real estate friends, but like real friends. And so I've chosen my avatar based on that, on my most fun experiences in real estate, how I had the most success with those types of clients. And so, um, yeah, so I picked there. Because if you're trying to market to everyone, you can't market to a downsizing person and a new home buyer at the same time. It doesn't work. It sounds very schizophrenic,
Yeah.
right? So if you just pick one or two things that you really want to focus on and you focus on that and develop that avatar, and you don't have to tell anybody what it is, you're going to attract other people too. But if you get clear on that, you're going to attract those people more and more and more.
Yeah. I mean, I find a lot of times when I'm talking to an agent, they want to do the Walmart thing, you're right? They just want to, blast billboards or marketing
Maybe I'd
all
rather
over the
be
place.
Nordstrom's.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You figure out what works for you, the niche, the people, and then you tailor your business around that and servicing that particular client. And like you said, like it's a lot easier when you're working with people. What I call have the same belief system or the same
Mhm.
values that you
Yep.
have.
Yep.
Y'all gonna connect better. You're gonna become friends. They're gonna refer you to more people.
That's right.
Life becomes fun again.
That's
So
right.
that's the
I
whole
mean, that's the
concept.
whole shtick, right? Making real estate fun again. So,
Yeah,
but it's true, and I think new agents especially fall into the trap of not knowing what they want because they haven't done it yet. So it's okay for that first couple of years to try everything, but the sooner you can hone in on the thing that works for you and the thing that you love and you enjoy doing, the faster and easier you're going to make a living.
yeah, yeah. So all right, so you were saying like you was trying to be everywhere at first, and you just started things started to click. Like what are some of the things that kind of got you to the point of thinking of I'm a find my client that I desire to work with, and then start to walk in that direction. What kind of led you to that path?
Frustration, futility, wasted money, trying every marketing thing out there, right? Taking every class, right? These are the things that by trial and error kind of put me, well, not only in the path of what I wanted to do, but also in your path, right? So I've been at EXP for just over a year now. My anniversary date was the first. But when I started at EXP, my business had slowed way down because of COVID, and I know that that happened with a lot of people. I was still selling, but like about half my deals in my pipeline blew out. So I took the time to really focus on my business and what I wanted. So I took you and I've talked about this, right? When I started, I took all the classes, I did all the research, I did all the stuff. But during that time too, I started really focusing on what I wanted in my real estate business. And everybody is different. This is a huge industry. If there is something in real estate that you want to do, someone else is doing it and you can model it off of that. I don't necessarily need to be a mega agent, but I really want to have great clients that I love to work with. And so that's when I started, you know, riches are in the niches or riches are in the niches or whatever it is, right? So just really trying to hone that down. And beginning of last year, when I just joined EXP, I did, you know, the hippy dippy stuff like making a vision board and, you know, really meditating on it and thinking on it and all that other stuff. And that stuff works,
Yeah.
you know. um, anyway, yeah, long answer to a short question.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, you're doing the meditation, the vision board, and things of that nature, and then all of a sudden, I mean, it hits you what you really, really want, and just kind of, walking down that whole path, and you're doing it now. You like you said,
Yeah,
50% increase just for just getting clear.
yep,
So
yep, absolutely. And getting clear also has prevented me from wasting a lot of time and money on stuff that doesn't work or match my value or what I want.
yeah. So one of the things that I did is, when I first got there, like everybody, I mean, you get to paying for everything, right? I mean, you start, buying this system. Somebody calls you and tell you you're going to be able to get seller leads doing this. You start paying for that
Mhm.
thing there, and then next thing you know, you're spending all this money, and leads may or may not come in,
Right.
but you're not being able to see the benefit of the money that you're spending out, or at
Mhm.
best case, you're breaking even. So you're spending X amount of dollars per month, and you're bringing in the same amount of money. Like no agent really wants to do that, but I contribute that to, like you was talking about before, just not being clear.
Yeah.
Once you got a clear vision of where your business wants, needs to go, and then you have a system in place that you can kind of copy, like you said, seeing other agents and
Yep.
where they've actually been and being able to create a model based on that. Your business can easily go from 50% more, and then 50% more the next year, doubling, things of that nature. So I mean, that's honestly what I think that you're experiencing more so than anything right now.
So yeah, and getting clear is not just about having your client avatar, right? So it's about goal setting too. And publicly, I will say that my goal for this next year is to be icon,
Yeah.
right? And so I have no doubt in my mind that we're going to achieve that goal because I, there's nothing stopping me,
Okay.
right? So also, what I love about being with EXP, a lot of the stuff that I paid for before is better, and I don't pay for it now.
Yeah.
So I was with a great coach, but was feeling like I was outgrowing him. But I was paying him 10% of every commission, 10% of every commission for that privilege. Now, if I need to know someone or know something about something in our market, you're running a class, NAEA is running a class, you can go into the world and see it. You get all that coaching and accountability pretty much for free unless you want to pay for someone to really hone in on you.
Yeah, yeah. Basically, like the
Mhm.
one-on-one individual, is a little bit different in that aspect of it. So,
Right. But this is the only place out there where every single person at EXP wants you to succeed,
yeah,
right? Because if we all do better, we all do better.
yeah.
It's not a competition all the time. And so that information flow is really free and it's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly it's about ownership. When you
Yep.
own something and everybody owns it, and if that person that across the country or even in your backyard, if they do well because you're an owner, then the company does well, which means you're going to do well. It's just a different mindset in and of itself. It's not the
Yep.
same thing when I was at other brokerages where you were competition. Nobody really wanted to share their best information.
I have the best listing presentation ever, and I
Yeah,
would never show it to you. You
never, never.
know?
You wouldn't do that. Why would you do that? I mean, that person's in your office. They're gonna go and use your listing presentation to get the client down the street that you were trying to get.
Right,
So,
right.
but
And here we can look at the best listing presentation from across the country and R&D it, and we're good,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know. But also the tools with EXP have been kind of life changing for our business. My husband and I. So KV Core is amazing. Also, the ease of the plug and play ads that are connected with KV Core, and then you know, I think I told you I'm bringing back Attract ROI for this coming year. So those tools are really cool. And I'm not a tech person. I'm not adult either, but I'm not going to write code and stuff. It's just
yeah.
really not going to happen. So, um,
That time has passed us. Leave that for the kids.
exactly. Leave it for someone who does it better for less time and cheaper than I could do it, right? My time's more valuable than writing code. So the tools with KV Core, that would be $600 a month that I would be paying for that level of a CRM. I don't even feel like we've scratched the surface on what I can do with that. So I'm excited about this year and really making that work for me better.
Yeah, but they're always evolving in that as well.
Yeah.
So one thing that they're doing, and then they'll switch it so they can do this other thing. That's being able to attract more clients and be
Hmm.
a better service to the people that you already helped, and
Yep.
be able to connect and things of that nature. I mean, it's been freaking awesome. But one thing that you did say though, you said we, and you said you and your husband, and
Uh-huh.
so I know when we first connected, the idea of kind of building this kind of team thing was like, well, I'm doing this right here. He would like to. and he went and got his license. Let's talk about that.
Okay, I
Journey.
can't really yet. I can't. It'll be next time. We'll talk about it. But yeah, I what's important to me.
The journey, like he got his license and he's actually practicing with you, and you all are
a little tiny bit. He's just getting his feet wet now. There's no, you know what, James? I can't talk about it.
All right, okay, all right, yeah.
I really just can't talk about it right now.
Yeah.
You know, we'll have that talk privately, but not right now.
Cool. So all right. So
kill me.
He'll kill you. All right. We're gonna let that out the bag. All right. So switching gears a little bit. Like we just came back from Vegas.
Yeah.
And we went to EXPCon there, and had some amazing people to impart into our lives and into our business. Can you share a little bit about that experience and some of the things that you're going to be able to take back and utilize to actually do another increase within your business?
So James tells me every time, big things happen at big events, right? So I'm like, damn it, I'm going to Vegas. I'd never been to Vegas. So I brought a friend who is looking at EXP and looking to get her license. She also is my BFF. And so we went, and man, there are so many people doing big things in real estate across the country that are just like you and me. There is nothing intrinsically special about the person that is bringing home buku money and recruiting all kinds of people, right? There's nothing intrinsically special. Yes, are they smart? Are they charming? Whatever, blah, blah, blah. Every other real estate agent I've ever met, with a few exceptions, is smart and charming. Yeah. But right things, right order. And when we're looking at these big events, there are so many little pockets of information that you can find. I had some awesome experiences in breakout sessions, really getting clear on things that I'm curious about. For example, Airbnbs. I'm about to sell one of my investment properties and buy an Airbnb. Okay, so this breakout session, I have pages and pages of notes of things to look at, resources to check out, and connections within the company where I can say, I have a real question. Can you answer this for me? Right? Listing presentation breakout was awesome. There's just so much information. I can't even go into like everything that I learned. And then there's the inspiration. So I'm not a tennis fan. Venus Williams is the most inspiring, just humble person. I'm like, now she is special. She's not like you and me. I don't know. But at the same time, what she looks for in her employees and people that are working with her, creative minds and the discipline of an athlete. Okay, if we could work like that every day, our businesses are beyond, right? If we have a creative mind, an open spirit, but we have the discipline of an athlete, getting up and doing the job every day and not just being lazy agents.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah. One thing that stood out to me when she was talking, just saying, she goes for gold. That's their whole process. They go for gold. They don't look at second. They don't look at third or anything like that. They always shoot for gold. And the reality of it is, do they always win it? No. But because they shoot for gold, they win it more than people that are just trying to, shoot for a smaller portion. I know John Kitchens always talk about your big hairy goal. Having that in place. So
very audacious goal.
Exactly. Audacious goal.
A BHAG.
Yeah, BHAG. So like, if you have those big goals and make them huge, you shoot for the stars, you'll land on the moon, right?
So one of the things that this year I've worked a lot on mindset and things like that too. So we were in Dallas and I worked on it there. In Vegas, I've worked on it every day since, right? But I feel like before I got here, I was really afraid of having big, hairy, audacious goals. I was really afraid of what, success might look like. And it's really, I don't think it was a fear of failure because, I've been through some stuff. Like, I know that I can get back on my feet no matter what. But it was the fear of thinking big enough where I have big goals for my life. I'm in my, mid 40s, but I have new ideas, new goals, new things. And it's okay to let yourself win.
Yep.
And wow, that's empowering, right? When you know that it's okay to win,
Yeah.
you freaking want to.
That's
You
wanting to do it.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
I know for we talk about like my wife, she just recently got her license and stuff like that, and I was asking her like we're setting goals for how this thing is going to look for us, quote unquote, working together. But one of the things is
That's all
like
right. She'll be the boss. It'll be
yes,
fun.
I already know it. I already know it. But one of the things that we talk about is like goal setting, and
Yeah.
just kind of having it to be okay to dream again, right?
Yep.
So at some point, we people stop. I think people stop dreaming. You have all these big goals and dreams that you have when you're younger, and then life starts to happen, and then you start bringing them down a little bit and bring them down a little bit. And I talk to so many agents, and they're thinking like, well, if I can just make this, or if I can just sell this, or if I can just live this lifestyle, I can just live that lifestyle. And at the same time, you want to meet people where they are, but in the back of your mind, you're like, there's a whole lot more out there. And not only more, but there's people that have achieved more that you can copy and then follow that path to get to where you want to be in a bigger level. So like it's okay to dream. That's one of
Yeah.
the things that I got out of it.
I mean, every new agent that I've ever talked to, and myself included, if I could just make $100,000 a year, right? Yeah, I'm dreaming bigger than that, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, the funny thing though, I mean, I was talking to a guy, and he was kind of telling me he's in this like morning call group, and
Mhm.
his name is Ephraim, so just throwing it out there. But he was in this morning call group, and this morning call group is like full of high achievers, and
Mhm.
they talk about things of that nature, and they say what's the easiest way to get to $100,000? Shoot for $1 million.
Mhm. Yep.
That's how they do it. What's the easiest way to shoot to $10 million? Shoot for $100 million. So it's like whatever it is that you say you want, you have to set the bar past that, in order to hit that
Mhm.
level. But you'll find once you hit that level, you'll go past it as well.
What's interesting too, James, is that I'm actually not a very money motivated person. Like, if I can pay my bills, I don't really freaking care. That's not the win that I'm looking for every day. I love closing deals. I love helping people. I love doing all that stuff. And so I think my goals are a little bit different. They're usually not numerical.
Yeah,
Like, there's not like a dollar amount. And so I embrace that about myself. I'm okay with it. The money follows,
yeah,
right? The money follows. But what I'm focusing on this year, and this is a whole lot of my goal setting for this coming year, since I just started my year, I've been thinking a lot about goal setting, but it's about the process. It's all about the journey, man,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So,
yeah,
but it's about the process. And if I focus on being dedicated and committed to my daily process, those numbers are going to come.
yeah.
It's when I stop doing that all of a sudden 3 months later there's a dip in my production,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah, so you're focusing on the journey, like you said, the
Yeah,
process.
the
Um,
process.
and that, I mean, that's important. Like, I think everybody needs to know what it is that motivates them and pushes them to
Because the
continue to
process
go.
does not motivate me.
Yeah,
A big hairy audacious dream that motivates me, but my focus has to be on what do I have to do today, right now? What's the 1 or 2 or 3 things that I have to do today, right now, to make sure that my business keeps growing?
That's it.
That's it.
That's awesome. And I'm sure your clients love you for it. I'm sure you love on them real good, squeeze them. I read this
No,
book.
I do.
Yeah, making them happy, everything. So, all right. So what's next? I mean, I know what happened this year, and I know you got some big goals for next year. What are some of the things that's driving you going into 2022?
So, one of the things in real estate, we are going to start dipping our toes into the Airbnb short-term rental market. So that's going to be a fun project, challenging, I'm sure, big learning curve, all that stuff. So that'll be exciting. But I would like to help a lot of people this year buy and sell real estate. So my big goal for this year is to be Icon, which, if people don't know, after you cap, it's about 20 transactions. And then there are some other hoops to run through. But when you become Icon, you get $8,000 of your, what is that, cap money back in the form of stock.
Exactly.
In the form of stocks. And then you have an opportunity to earn $8,000 more in stocks if you meet other criteria. So that's a huge goal for this year. And that's going to be kind of my primary business goal.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, to get that $16,000 back, I mean, that's a big deal. So
yeah,
I mean, I know some people that has done that in, multiple years, and put it this way, that they're not unhappy. So
well, I mean, if you think about it, right? So, just regular investing in an IRA, I'm putting $500 a month in, so that I cap my IRA out at $6,000 something a year. Like, this is free if you do a good job. If you do a good job, they just give it back to you.
Yeah.
That's nuts, right?
It is
like,
nuts.
that has to be a goal.
Yeah, it's
I
nuts.
hate leaving money on the table.
I don't like leaving money on the table either, Deella.
I know, Mr. Vegas. Yeah.
Well, no, gambling, I'm leaving a lot of money on the table because it's like the house always wins. So,
that's true.
So
yes. But in our businesses, we're the house. So let's win.
We're the house. Let's win. Perfect. Well, look, man, it's been awesome talking to you, and the fact that you're sharing some of the stuff that you've been doing, and goal setting, and seeing the growth and how you've been growing your business is freaking amazing. Honestly, I love it that you're showing up to the events on a consistent basis. This last one, you didn't
80%, right? If you just show up, something's going to happen.
Something's going to happen, and it's happening. It's happening. So I'm looking forward for your Icon next year. How can they reach you? Somebody, in your area, how can they reach out to you?
Yep, they can give me a call at 678-267-9861, or shoot me an email at Hoberg Homes, HOBERG Homes @gmail.com.
Yep. So definitely reach out to her. I can't think of any better person if you're in the Cumming area to help sell your home and help buy a home in. And she's gonna love you. And the good part about it, if you're working with her, then 9 times out of 10, you're just like her. So, and you're gonna be friends.
Well, we're gonna have a good time.
Yeah,
we're gonna have a good time. And thank you, James, for this opportunity. I really appreciate it.
Nah, absolutely. And like I said, every Thursday at 11 o'clock, interviewing somebody that's killing it. Deella, dropping the mic on them, 50% increase, less than a year, going to Icon next year.
That's right.